Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head over the water to Denmark once again. We've got a brewery who I have never tried anything from, so I'm quite looking forward to this. We're going to go to Solrød today near Roskilde on the island of Sjælland, and we're having a taste of my first beer from Hoppe Beer, who are known for mainly brewing Belgian styles, but this one is called Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. It's a smoked beer at 7.4%, and this brewery do have quite a good reputation for their Belgian styles of beer, but I was particularly interested in this one, and you'll know that if you've watched the channel before, my whole love of craft beer started off with the Rauch beers from Bamberg, so I absolutely love trying smoked beers from different parts of the world, so I hope this one is a good one. And like I say, it's cool to see different smoked beers from different countries around the world, and of course Denmark is a very good beer country these days as well, so if you haven't tried some Danish craft beers already, I highly recommend that you do. So anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, of course, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my future reviews that hopefully I can do from Hoppe Beer. This is the very first time I'm trying one of their beers. Of course, there's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel, of course, has a geography tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city, state, whatever it is you're interested in. There are playlists there for different beers from different countries. There is one for all the Danish beers that I've reviewed for you, and that's constantly being added to. And as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys, and the support that you give the channel is hugely appreciated. So to tell you a little bit about Hoppe Beer then. So Hoppe Beer are based in Solrød village, which, as I mentioned to you, is near Roskilde, out to the west of Copenhagen on the island of Sjælland in Denmark. So this company was founded back in 2015 by Frederick Hoppe, who had a particular interest in Belgian beers and the creativity that went into them and all the different ingredients, and of course he was really interested in the different yeasts as well, because Belgian beer does tend to be very yeast forward, and the Belgian beers really highlight exactly what yeast can do to the brewing process. But their current brewery is very small. It's a former dairy that's been converted, and they produce only very small batches of 200 litres, and they've got French oak barrels in which to age their beers as well. They do, like I say, stick traditionally to brewing Belgian styles of beers. They've got 9 beers listed on Rate Beer as of the 8th of May 2015, or 2017, sorry, when I was checking this one out. But they do seem to be a brewery that are growing, and I'm sure we will see them expand in the near future, because their beers are getting quite a decent reputation. So fingers crossed we see some good things from these guys in the future, but I'm really interested to try this one. There wasn't too much information available on this brewery, but I'll put their Facebook page and website and all that in the description for you below to have a look at. So yeah, let's get on to the tasting section of this one. So I'll just let you have a little quick look at the artwork there. There you can see, quite nicely presented, this one. All of the beers from the brewery tend to be quite similar. It's just a slightly different colour scheme with the artwork, but really nicely presented. This one, it says on the bottom, it's best before January 2018, and it's just a plain bottle cap on this one, and it does have one of these code things that you can scan with your phone. I forget what those are called again, but yeah, the website for this one is Hoppe.beer. So yeah, and I think the official name for the beer is Hoppe.beer rather than just Hoppe Beer, but for the purposes of the review it should be good. But this one says it was aged in, they use a bourbon whiskey yeast for this one, and it was lagered for 4 months in on oak wood, and they're, yeah, basically American whiskey in oil form. So I'm quite impressed with myself. I can actually read Danish from having done my Swedish lessons. So let's get this guy out then, and we'll get on with the tasting. So yeah, nice smoky opening on this one, and you can smell some of that lovely smoky character. I'm getting quite a bit of vanilla off this actually. You can smell some nice vanilla notes there, and it's nowhere near as dark as I was expecting for from a sort of smoked beer either, which is quite interesting. But as you can see, it's poured a nice sort of how would you describe that? It's poured a really nice sort of dark, yeah, dark sort of orangey. It's not quite a blood orange, it's not quite bright enough for that, but it's definitely poured a nice kind of dark orangey colour, this one. There's a half finger of a frothy white head there. There's some big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of that head there, but overall it looks really quite nice. And the aroma, I'm getting a lot of biscuit and kind of caramel coming out of this one, which is quite interesting. But it smells, you know, it looks like a really nice beer, and you can smell a lot of the vanilla and kind of caramelly notes coming out of this. But let's take a closer look at the aroma then and see how we get on. Oh yeah, When you put your nose close into that, you get the smoke right away. It's not really very apparent when you're just letting it kind of go around you, but it's got a lovely peaty, smoky character, this one. So there's a little bit of earthiness there. There's a little bit of a meaty character as well, but underneath you can smell some kind of brown bready notes. There's a lot of oaky, woody character coming out of this one. Quite a bit of vanilla, I think, actually, and a good little bit of a kind of caramel biscuity note as well. This is a really interesting beer, this one. Yeah, there's a little bit of earthy and grassy hop, of course, too, but yeah, it's all about the smoke in this one. So it's a bit meaty, it's a bit peaty, some earthy hop, a little bit of that roasted black malt as well. But overall, you know, it's got a really nice, strong aroma, and that's one of the reasons why I really fell in love with the smoke beers, because I've got a very strong flavour palette, and to me, beer was just, you know, it just wasn't that strong. It just didn't have a strong enough flavour for me initially, and then when I tried the smoke beers, I was like, so this is what beer can be, and that really set me off on it. And I love trying different interpretations of this style from around the world. But yeah, it smells really good, that one. Just take a little bit of time and mull over the aroma before you actually try the beer. It's lovely. It's got quite a different taste. It's got quite a different kind of style, if you like, I guess, from the German ones. And this is what makes smoke beers quite exciting, because you get different peated malts and stuff like that from all over the place. But let's get stuck into this one then. So this one is the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot from Hoppe Beer near Roskilde in Denmark. Skål. That's really nice. I like that beer. It's a quite nice, fairly easy drinking smoke beer, this one. You can taste a little bit of the booziness in it, which is nice. Yeah, it's really just nice and easy drinking. It's nowhere near as strong as these kind of German Rauch beers, if you like, but it's almost like a kind of smoked sort of golden ale or something like this. I like how all these flavours blend together. So yeah, you've got a nice bready malt base to this one. You can feel that just blanket the middle of your tongue there. On top of that, there's a little bit of a biscuity sort of caramel thing going on there. It's not quite as rich as it's not such a strong caramel, but you can feel a little bit of that caramelly sweetness in the very middle of your palate. But there's a nice biscuity kind of grainy thing coming out of this one. But this is lovely. If you get the chance to try this beer, I recommend that you do. I just like how everything goes together in this one. So the smoky side of things, it's kind of blending in with all of these things that are going on in the malt base. For me, it's quite a peated, smoky character that's coming out of this one. There is a little bit of a meaty element to it, but to me, mainly it's that sort of slightly earthy, woody, kind of peaty sort of thing that's coming out of this. You can taste some of the oaky flavours mixing in with this. It does have a little bit of a vanilla aspect that comes out a bit further in the aftertaste, I think. You can feel that vanilla and biscuity character kind of just lingering in this one. But this is really, really nice. You know, big thumbs up to Hoppe Beer for this one. I do need to try some of their more traditional Belgian styles of beer, but in terms of the smokiness, they've done a good job with this one. The hops are fairly simple, of course. There's a little bit of earthiness in the back corners of the palate, and as you come further forward, you can feel that it's a little grassy and slightly floral. It's more grassy around the front curve of the palate, and a little bit more floral on the sides of the palate. And there's a wee tiny little bit of just very slightly lemongrassy, citricy kind of thing from behind the front curve of the palate. As I always say, you get these little oily bubbles where the fruity notes come out of the beer, and to me this one's just very slightly citrusy. Yeah, there's maybe a little bit of a red fruity ester in there as well, like just a very kind of light figgy thing. You'll feel that just behind the front curve of your tongue as the flavour of the beer progresses, but really this one is all about the malt base. The hops add a nice little bit of dimension to it, and you can feel the beer drying out a little bit as the flavour progresses, but this one's all about the malt, and as you move further into the aftertaste, it's those oaky, woody flavours and the sort of peated aspect of the malt that's just lying there. There's a little bit of an ashy character to it as well, but that's very mild. And it sort of adds to the kind of peaty effect as well. But overall, this is a really quite nice beer, and I recommend you try this one if you get the chance. In terms of the mouthfeel, I would say this one is mid-bodied, probably mid-bodied. Yeah, definitely a mid-bodied beer for me. The carbonation on this one's quite smooth. It's got a bit of oiliness to it, but mainly it's a wet mouthfeel. The malt base has a good little bit of sweetness to it, I'd say, but it does have a little bit of dryness. The sort of smoky, ashy characters give it a little bit of that kind of bitter dryness. There's a wee bit of bitterness from the hops, not too much, and there is just a little bit of fruity character as well. But overall, as I said, this is a nice beer. I wouldn't hesitate to drink this one again. I would actually love to try this as a cask ale. I think if you could condition this in a way that you could use it on these old pool casks that we have back home in Scotland, this one would turn out really nicely just with a slightly thicker mouthfeel. But as it is, it's a really quite nice beer, and I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. So in terms of the smoked beer style, I would recommend this to people who want one that's a little bit more kind of easy drinking. This one, to me, it almost has the same consistency as, say, like a German Helles, but then they've used smoked malt in it as well. That's what this one kind of reminds me of. It's a slightly easier drinking style of smoked beer than some of the other ones that I've come across, but they've done a really good job with this, and like I said, I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. So yeah, and this one is a beer that I've really quite enjoyed, so if you get the chance to try this one, I recommend that you do. If you're particularly interested in Belgian beers, have a look at this brewery, and I will see if I can review one of those more kind of traditional Belgian beer styles for you over the next little while. But once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this beer review. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comment section below. Let me know what your favourite beers are from this brewery if you've tried them as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon. This was the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot from Hoppe Beer in Solrød near Roskilde on Sjælland in Denmark. Until the next time, it's landed just now, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Cheers.